You guys hear me? Cool, thank you. All right, sorry about that. I had some Launchpad dude walking me through the Discord so I can kind of learn it and figure out permissions and everything else. There's some free stuff that should have been free, and now you guys can actually share more, do stuff like share emojis and stuff like that. So still real confusing, but at least I have a little better handle on it. So that's why that meeting ran over. Doesn't look like I missed much anyway. So let's see. You guys got my screen as well. So let's start with the ES today. Again, rally, again, still bearish in my opinion. Not my opinion, but based on market structure. We'll go over that here in a second. Of course, I just lost my drawer, dude. Where's it at? I didn't know GoToMeeting has a drawing tool. That's interesting. But I gotta keep going back to that main thing. So give me a second here. I gotta try to find this. There we go. All right. So you can see we keep trying to get into this. Second, get off the drawing tool on the. All right. We're trying to get in this guy here. Let me clear this out. I don't know why I didn't delete that, but anyway, we got this here. We keep trying to get inside and we keep failing. If it finally gets inside, I mean, we're in here now. This could definitely run up to the other side of there, which is pretty close to the point of control from the other day. But again, this is still intermediate bearish, right? So this is a pretty important area as far as what's going to happen next. So we've talked about this 400 times already, right? We had the big balance, failed, breakout, failure, gap through the high volume node, right? And then we built balance just below it, broke down yesterday, came back basically right to the bottom of this, and we're building new balance. So as far as shorts, we talk about this all the time. Do you really want to be, if this breaks out of this current balance, which is fuel, guys that are invested in this area short and long. If this breaks out of here, the guys that are short are going to be puking. Do you really want to try to play this a fade of this high volume node for that? Most likely going to rip right through it, right? So if that happens, I don't want to be going short right here because again, normally, so say we talk about this all the time. If we came from down here right into this, absolutely, I'll give it a shot. But now this is a different scenario where you're building up volume and you're building up, fuel. I can't think of the other word I always use, but anyway, this has a very likelihood of blowing right through there. If that happens and then we cover this gap through this high volume, then I'll be looking long again. If this fails, which based on everything, again, we had the chance the other day to rip and then never happened, and then we gapped down. So I mean, I'm thinking this is going to do this and then fail, but we'll see, right? The point is, I'm not going to short, if this breaks out of here, I'm not going to short here, but what I really like to see is this and then a failed breakout and then one of those, kind of like we got on the bigger scale here, and then we're going to get the sell-off that didn't materialize last night. We did trade down to 40-30-ish overnight, but then it rejected that. Again, this is a regular trading hours chart, so you don't see that. So that's where we're at right now. I mean, we're at the top of a balance. Again, not my favorite place to trade. You saw the other day when I tried to trade it. I don't like hoping the market is going to stop at the top of balance, right? It stopped here multiple times. I don't even know if I get a bearish signal, I probably won't take it unless it's some ridiculous amount of ice, because I just don't like hoping it doesn't blow through this time. That's just not the way I like to trade, right? I like to play the failed breakouts, like we talk about, that's my absolute favorite trade, where it tries and then it fails and then we rip through the high volume node. That's my favorite trade. I don't like just hoping it's going to stop at the top of balance, right? So that's ES. There has been a bunch of sell ice up here. Again, I've been on the phone for an hour and a half, but I was watching this, and these were earlier zones. These were zones when I was on with Bookmap. There was this was a Dumb and Dumber setup earlier that worked. It was, I had it black, but this was not. This was this right here. And I missed it because I was talking, and I'm like, okay, well, we're breaking down. I'm going to wait for a retest. And this is per example where you didn't get the retest, right? This is over 500 threshold, fail, gone, right? So you can wait for retests of these zones. ICE is way better to wait for retest, but you're going to risk missing the trade. So that was a decent short up there for the reasons I just said, where we're at on the, and then we did, we did break down and we got more sell ice. I'm probably going to clear out these zones because it's getting confusing now. But then as we came up here, you can see this is this morning. This was 1600 sell ice. That was the zone here. We had more sell ice here, another 1400, right? That held, broke down even more. We moved down, retested. That was a nice sell-off where you could have caught that knowing this market is still bearish, right? And knowing that sell ice stood in the way, you could have caught the avoid retest. Again, that's a nice trade. And that's a 25-point trade right there, right? So now we've come back and we've basically traded through that ice. We've traded through this ice. There was new sell ice down here, 2000, same zone. So I didn't get a chance to mark this up because again, I was on a call, but that was here, right? Pretty much the same zone. So I'll leave this zone in. And then we traded through this one and this one. And now we're just kind of balancing. There's been nothing else you can see on the chart. So I'm going to, because these are still holding these zones too. What I'm going to do is I'm going to knock this off and make this one big zone and be less confusing like that. And then we know this zone here was this ice here. So I want to see how that reacts when it comes back down there. If it comes back down there, so I'm going to change this to different colors so we don't confuse those. Again, guys, I usually have all this done, but I didn't have time to do it because I was on that call. So if you're brand new on here, don't think it's always this convoluted where you're like, what is he doing? And again, newer peeps, if I'm dragging this chart and you see this hand moving around, it doesn't mean anything. It only means something when I start drawing with my drawer, right? Or if I draw zones. Other than that, I'm just trying to situate my chart so I can do what I want to do. So don't get confused trying to follow what I'm doing. All right, so we got, this is black one is one big zone. This was something earlier. And then we have this black zone as the final. So if this comes back down through here, I want to see what happens because this is the most recent, right? Nothing's really happening up here except we're building balance. And then we're just waiting for something else to occur, make a decision. Again, we're at the top of that balance area, not my favorite place to trade, but we could hold there. 5 minute. See here earlier, we just basically built balance here, broke down, went right through. That's a fail breakout, right? And now we're building balance again. This should, again, it's what should have happened, right? This thing should have kept going. This is a fail breakdown. And instead we're building balance again. So if this thing fails here, now then it's basically just turning into one big balance area, and we're probably going to come down to the bottom here where this directional conviction started, right? If we bust out of here, then we'll make a decision. Again, I don't want to short because of this. Again, that balance area I just showed you is basically this on the hourly. This is the 5 minute, right? I don't want to short right here with all of these guys puking who've been sitting here short, right? So let's see if this holds or if this breaks. You could go long. I'm not ready to go long this market until we can get above. Once we get above this high volume node, then I can start to consider longs. That's that zone right there. If this busts through here, then I'll look for longs because then we're basically going to be through that old high volume node of this one, and then I'll change my mind. Until then, I'd love to see a fail breakout. That would be just spectacular. They're real and they're spectacular. Show. Nice work. Quick on a gun there, Pike and Dr. Purple. Very nice. That is correct. That was pretty easy, but that was correct. All right, Nasdaq. It's its new name. I'm sticking with it. Talked about how this doesn't look as bearish overall at intermediate term as the mini, because we've already had the big move, right? And then we're basically holding on. We got through the top, and we're holding on to this high volume node here, and that's where we're bouncing. And now we're just building new balance here. We got this little guy here. Let's make this bigger so you can see. Just the same patterns over and over and over. So if you were looking long today, where could you have gotten long? Like what showed you that this was still bullish on this right here? Balance, breakout. Where do we hold? HVN, exactly. That would have gone through there, then that would have been a great short. It held, put in a buying tail on top of it, and then launch back up. Now we're just building another balance here. And it's just a complete chop fest. Anyone trading it, I'm sure, can attest to that. So again, I don't really have a strong opinion on that as far as, you know, it's holding that bigger area that I just showed, the high volume over that last area, until we can start moving a little lower. Then this could easily recover this and start moving up to these areas, right? Even though we traded through this guy, you know, we can move up to this guy, we can move up to this guy where we gap down from. What I really want to see was just make it so much easier, and what I'm expecting in all these markets is one of these and one of those. If not, then we have to reassess. It's if then. You expect something, you try to trade that way, and if something changes, then you change your mind. Algo guy. Just a chop fest here too. This is worth noting. Again, newer guys on here. So exponential moving average ribbon. It's on Thinkorswim. Actually, most platforms, I'm assuming, but you can, if you go to resources, you can download my template and you can get this for your charts. But anyway, this crossed. We're here now trying to pull the blue above. It's not really happening. Again, that's one of the best signals I've seen. If it can't pull the shorter term blue above, and then we get back below, it's a good signal. Again, you're not trading off that by itself, but if we start breaking balance, you know, you got the algos behind you as well. This was this morning, breakdown, balance, breakdown, fail breakdown, building balance again. Again, if this is truly bullish, this thing should be up here. Instead, we stop and we build balance. That should give you reason to pause and think like, okay, well, what's going on here? This was a fail breakdown. In normal markets, you know, as everybody knows that follows equities, this thing should be trading up here to see a 200-point rip. Instead, we come here and we just build balance. Am I saying it can't do that? No. But if it does do that, you want to watch this, where this whole conviction started from for a bounce. What I would love to see, again, would be just spectacular. If we did this, we broke out of this, we reacted to that, and then failed, and then had a fail breakout, then there's nothing till down here, and then we're probably doing that. That's what I really, really, really want to see. If that gets through all that to the upside, then we'll reassess. All right, and then market profile quickly. This is today. So you're trying to break out of this earlier. This guy here failed, went down to the bottom, held inside here, broke down, could not accept down into this guy, which was telling, and now we're back right here. So what's it going to be? Rip higher and probably be coming up to here over the next day, or is it going to fail or do one of these fail breakout? And you can see that balance in this mode as well, and then boom, 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 gone. That's what I really want to see. This starts breaking out, then you got to reassess, and this is probably what we're doing. Right. Shockingly, we're rallying. we got here? Definitely threshold 650 plus. Is this going to be a dumb and dumber at the top of that balance area? That might be worth a short. I still may take it because I hate this market and I want it to go to zero. So I will suffer through the pain like I always do when I try to short this thing.
QI's 176 sell.
That's not me just shorting the short. I am getting a signal, right? It's just fun doing this every single time, by the way. It's just a blast. It's my favorite. 1980 computer. I know those aren't the same colors, but that's the zone right there. So what's this going to be? Stop and hold, rip, break out of the balance, or is this going to fail? Or right at the top here. Not a bad area to trade, right? If this is worth taking a short because we're at the top. I don't like trading the top of balances, but we are here and you do have this to contend with. They do. Again, I don't want to go short up here once we break out of here because then these guys are going to be like, oh crap, I got to get out. Boom, and we're ripping right through here. If this holds here and does that, I think that's a good risk reward trade. And we might do that. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to sit here and wait for a retest. I'm just going to get in. I'm going to go 2 points below this zone and give this a shot. So that's 2075 will be my entry. There you go. That's playing for a dumb and dumber. What's a dumb and dumber? Dumb money, puke, no follow through, failure, gone. Again, could this turn around and rip out of this balance area? Absolutely. Do I think it's well worth the risk reward? Absolutely. That's why I'm going to put the trade on because we are at the top of the balance. Even though I don't like to trade top of balances, we do have that prior balance for kind of a protection type of thing for right here. So let's see what happens. And again, market profile, we keep trying to get inside this profile unless we're already in it. Yeah, we're in it, but this is going to be really telling if this goes like this and then can't get in and that stop and hold or dumb and dumber works, then this thing's in trouble from a market profile standpoint as well. So let's see what happens there. What's going on? Nasdaq. Huge stop run here. 305. Again, looks this. I think we're at the top of that balance too, right? So let's remember what we just said. The thing should have ripped. So why didn't it rip? So if this fails, this could be a great trade. If I can draw the zone quick enough. So again, in here, start about there. They got to find a quicker way to do this. This is just not fun. There we go. There you go. Same exact look. So it already tried to break down. What was that? Yeah, it didn't get 10 points below here. Now this market, I will wait for it to go 10 points retest just because it seems like it always retests. Again, I'll be aggressive in ES. This one, I'm going to be a little more conservative where I need to see 10 points below here. Right, we need to move down to about 50, 48 quarter, retest, failure, then I'll take the short, stop will go above. This is a very tight zone, thank you. Right, this usually getting like 20, 30 point zones. This is a gift right here where even if you take it and lose, you're not going to be losing much. So you could short right here, you're not risking much, right? Because you may miss this, I may miss this. Right, this isn't as nice as a balance area as ES. We're kind of right here. It's not really the top of it, but it's worth a shot. There's your 10 points. Again, you got to decide if you want to take this trade now or at the break of that zone or wait for a retest. It almost always retests, especially Nasdaq. And this is such a short, small zone. You can really take a shot at a big move for not risking much. And I can almost promise you, because that's the case, it will not come back to my zone. Come on. right, did I get filled on? Yeah. Hey, look at that. I got filled right to the tick in ES. Who would have ever guessed? A million years. All right, so we're gonna go 3. You know, this stop out's gonna be fine because we're gonna break it out of the balance and I'm done with this thing. I'm giving this one shot. It just gets, why do I have to be stopped to the tick every single time? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. If I put it 3 points, it goes 3 points. If I put it 5 points, it goes 5 points. If I put it 1 point, it goes 1 point. Sorry guys, you're gonna have to listen to that basically every day because it happens to me every day. All right, we're gonna go 3 points above here. Actually, we're gonna go 3.5 points because it's more volatile today. That's wrong. So we're short ES. Again, top of balance, not my favorite place, but I think it warrants the trade as far as risk reward, because if this works, this is going to be a whopper, I think. See if we get a retest here so I can lose in both. Again, this zone is so small, it's definitely worth it. I mean, I'm going to go 10 points above this zone, so my stop's going to go at 73.75 if it comes back. Let's see, there's questions. Can you talk about what the ADD is and how it works? ADD is just the advanced decline, NYSE advanced decline. I'll show that here in a second. Let me wait and see if this, all right, there's the retest. Let's see if this fails now. Again, I'm gonna go 5 points out of this zone for entry. So what's that, 58? I'm getting in at 53. If it comes back, if it rips, then I'm out. I mean, I'm not gonna take the trade. But 20-point total risk is nothing in this thing. So that's, someone sneezes and it moves 20 points. I seriously, I mean, we've seen it. You just saw the other day, the same thing happened to me both ways. Like, why? So I put it right here. I don't get filled. Of course. All right, let's see if this fails and rips. This is a very important area, man. If this is right, this is a great risk reward trade, because if this step fails and gets back in here, this is what you want, guys, girls. You want trades in great areas that if you're right, you're going to make 10, 5, 10, 20 times your risk. And this is it. If you lose, then you reassess. And again, this is going to be breaking out of those balances, and then I'll just sit back and watch. All right, you guys got a lot of questions flying in there. I'll look at them in a second. I don't even know if they're for me. Let's check Algo guy. Of course, it's pulling the blue above. This is not going to affect my trade though, right? Because this can flip in a heartbeat. I like, this does work and this flips back. I love it because then I have the algos behind me, but I don't base my trades just on this. The key factors are here I'm filled, our structure. It didn't get filled to the tick though. I got that going. Even if I lose, you don't have to hear me complain. Go tick above there. All right, see what happens. Again, even if this is a loser, this is what you guys want as traders, great risk reward areas, right? If you take enough of these, you're going to catch, you might lose. You can lose, if you take 10 trades, you can lose 8 of them, losing one, quote unquote one, say 20 points. When you're right, you make, 100, 200. That's the goal. Okay? And this is an area where that can happen as far as I'm concerned. ES just can't get below that price, so I can stop complaining. I don't think I hate a market more, which is saying a lot with the way gold's been treating me lately, than ES. It's so annoying. It's literally like there's a camera watching me trade. If I get stopped out of here, I'm not reshorting, and I'm very doubtfully going long. See what I mean? This is about to rip out of this balance. I hate trading tops of balances, but again, I thought it was worth it because of this and this. Boom, boom. Now, while we're on, if I do get stopped out and it fails here and then comes back and fails this high volume node, yes, I'll go short again. But I'm not going short up here. I can tell you that. Take my beating and move on. This was positive earlier. We'll go over this. This was a great trade. If you guys were on the Bookmap webinar.
S&P I sell 708.
There's some sell ice. Hopefully you can hold it here. More fuel for a failure. I'm not going to add to this trade, but it's good to see our buddies coming in and trying to help us out.
S&P I sell 758.
Now guys, if this breaks this ice and you want to go long, I mean, that is a breakout of the current balance. I'm not going long with that other balance sitting there. But you guys have the tools to make your own decisions, right? You may not have the same outlook as me, which is perfectly fine, right? The whole idea is to be in here and learn from me and then come up with your own conclusions. But either if this breaks, this is a bullish setup. If this bust, you have this will be a stop and hold because we didn't get 4 points below the zone. And now you got sell ice, that'll be broken ice. That's fuel for a rip. It's probably going to rip to 40. But I've explained the reasons why I personally don't want to get long right here. Watch this. I bet you this stops right here. It doesn't go through it. You want to bet? Who wants to bet? Here. We'll not get below that price just to make me feel better. I mean, I'm talking go 2 ticks below there and I won't complain again today. Won't happen. Won't happen. All right. I don't like the way this thing's trading. These are probably both stop outs. Again, if you guys want to flip long, you will not get a variable lashing. There's another 1400 sell ice that's about to break. It came back to the same price pretty much. Oh, you guys are something else, man. Something else. This is fun being short both these markets, by the way. Knowing they're both going to lose, most likely. Again, I'm fine with it. Good risk reward trade. Move on. If I take this 10 times, I think it works 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, and I get a huge trade off of it. Tick. Not doing anything. It's just hanging above 0. VIX. Going to lows. That's not good for the trade, obviously. Tick. Algo guy. That's not looking good. That goes down, stocks go up. Still on that one. So where was the sell ice at? That started here to there, covered all the way down to here. Let me get rid of this. God, this market, seriously, I cannot stand this market. All right. Well, at least paper's trying to fight it. That's positive. It's usually just nothing but buy ice, right? There you go, a zone within a zone. And they're about to get smoked, but at least I got some friends trying to help. Come on, just get it over with. Put me out of my misery. There it comes. All right, let's talk about soybeans then. This is positive. The one market I wanted to trade, I didn't get a trade off of it, is wheat. That one I put in the room last night about the fail breakout. That and crude. Crude free fell today too. We'll go over those in a second after I get stopped out of these. That'll help calm me because those are the best looking setups still, now they're real, you know, I think wheat's going to sell off 50 cents. So if you guys are on that bookmap webinar, you definitely, that was a golden goose there. That was like 30 cents within a half hour after in soybeans. I think some of you guys took it. And that webinar is in the recordings as well. You guys can watch it. Again, some days the thing records to my computer and I can post it. Other days it doesn't. It's very strange. I don't know why it does that. But the only thing that I got going for this trade is it's so obvious it should break out. It probably won't. That's the only thing I got going for me right now, especially with this clown VIX moving lower. All right, I can't, so did you get your question answered, Daniel, about the ADD? It's just all it is advanced declines. How many stocks in NYSE are advancing versus declining, right? All right. This is definitely not today, I'm assuming. No. It's just, again, this is how we trade 90% of the time. It just won't sell off. Like, it just has every reason and it just sits, rip. Again, you will not get verbal actions from me if you go long. I personally do not want to go long. Give me this one shot here and I'll watch. Hopefully we get a fail breakout. I'll get stopped out and then we'll come back down. Then I'll try one more time if we have a fail breakout of some of these balances. This is fun either way though. It's really enjoyable watching this thing ping pong for 15 minutes. If we do that, stop me out. See, this is an important area. You know, we could do that and then that. If we get through that, then I will short again. I'm not playing with it if it rips up here. No thanks. Take my beating and move on. Oh, here it goes. This is it, guys. It's really going to sell off here. Yeah, right. The only reward I want from this trade is it trades lower than my entry. That I'll be thrilled. Even if it turns around and stops me out, I'll say, hey, at least it wasn't a low tick. That's all I want for this trade. You guys know I talked to myself for 20 years. If I didn't, my head would pop off. Oh wait, Nasdaq looked like it was going to sell off, and it didn't. Huh. Weird. This is about the time where big money comes in and just buys a basket of stocks and gets it ripping. What? No way. No way. You're crazy. You're crazy, man. I like you. You're crazy. Movie. Nice, Pike. You're on fire, dude. Quick with the gun. Hey, look at that. Now, if this comes up to stop me out, I'll click my heels. I'll be happy as can be. I told you the only reason that might work is because it looks so obvious we were going to break out. The algos are the obvious algos like to screw people like that. I mean, not that this isn't going to come back and stop me out anyway, but at least we get to pretend like it's going to roll, right? It's kind of cool. What we need is in the pull algo guy below, and then we get algos behind us, and then we're talking. And once the place best, this comes all the way back and stops me out. Again, if I have a reason to get out, I'll get out even into this zone. If it struggles in this prior zone here that I drew, I'll even get out of one. And I don't even remember what this is, but I know it was obviously, again, I haven't been able to adjust the zones or anything, but this was from this morning. I'll even get out of one here if I can just get down to this 27.5 if it bounces off there. I'll bet you it comes out and stops me out before it touches this zone. It's a great bet. Who wants to bet it? It's 8 points versus 40. That's what I thought, because you all know what's going to happen. Because we see it every day. Every day. But you see what I'm doing here? I'm not getting out because I think something's going to happen because green is green, right, Daniel? I'm following my rules. If it comes to this zone and it bounces, I will get out of 1/4 like that. All right. Almost. All right. that was close enough. You know, you give it a point or two, but I'm not getting out just because I think it's going to pop back up. Doesn't matter what I think. All right. What is the world ending today? Did I just really catch a ES winner so far? This is crazy. But I told you guys, right? What should have happened did not happen. So this can turn out to be a monster trade. This was a failed breakdown. Why didn't it do that? Why did it build balance? Right? Now, if we move below here, I will add that to that trade if we get the SI indicator set up. And I'm going to cover a quarter at this zone if it can't get through the zone, just like the Nasdaq. That's not close enough. I want a little closer. Yes, it's like, okay, dude, you had the chance. Sorry, now we're going to rip up 15 points. Come on. Come on. All right. So we still got 3 on there. I like to see buying and not going up. I like seeing that. All right, so if this starts to run away, I'll get out of 1 or 2, I'm sorry. All right, it's close enough. Now just let the rest run, right? So many good things on this trade. I didn't get filled to the tick, even though I did have to be tortured for a little bit to go lower. I was able to piece out of a 1 for a reason, not because green is green. And now we see this might turn into a monster trade into the close. Not monster, I mean, we only got 6 minutes, but it could flush. Oh boy. But guys, this is how these things work, right? We got the signal. I took the trade. I personally didn't think it was going to work. It doesn't matter what I personally think. You know, that's again, you're going against, that's why trading's so hard, because you're going against human nature. I followed my rules. I don't like trading at the top of balance areas, but I followed my rules. We got the Dumb and Dumber. We got sell ice. Boom, held 10-point trade and counting, right? Same thing here. We went over all the reasons why I was willing to go short. Boom, 40-point trade, right? Now I'm watching if I do get a bullish setup, I'm going to be out of the trade completely, because I'm not fading. You know, you don't ignore bullish setups. If I get a negative, a bearish setup, I will add to the trade, and then I can trail my stop down as well. How many guys did not take that trade? I bet you 99% of the guys on here are like, screw that, man. I'm not selling this thing up here. I don't blame you either. But see, this is what it separates, you know, guys that are just learning or guys that aren't profitable. That was so uncomfortable for me, but I follow my rules, right? That's what a playbook is. That's being your own algo. It doesn't matter what you feel, follow your rules. Doesn't mean you can't complain the whole time like I did, right? But I still put on the trade in both markets. Now, if that doesn't give you guys something to learn from, I don't know what does. That couldn't have felt more uncomfortable for me. For how long I've been trading, that's saying something, right? And I still put on the trades in both markets. Guys, this is a tough game, man. Yeah, exactly. Well, if you've been watching the nonsense I've been watching for 20, 21 years or whatever it is, you'd be talking to yourself too, trust me. All right, what's going on here? I still can't get any volume for me to trail my stops, so I might have to just watch this thing pop all the way up to the close, 70 points. But I'm following my rules. What I will do, actually, if this pops out of this zone, I will get out of another one. I'll even give it 10 points, because I don't want to carry this all. Again, this zone will be holding. This was from earlier. It's not really important why it's here now, but if I drew it, it's important. I probably drew it during the bookmap webinar. I can't remember anything because on about 45 things today. So here's another reason why I'll get out of, if it bounces off this vol trigger, I will cover, and yes, I'll cover a quarter of these. That's one of my reasons. And we're back down. Remember this sell ice here? Here we go. Same area. If I see blue, I'm out of 2 more, and then I'll hold 2 for a bullish if I see a bullish setup. So right here, if you see a blue bubble, I'm out. Again, you don't want to get out unless you see buyers coming in, right? If you just see red, why do you want to buy if no one else is buying?
NQI's 188 buy.
Oops, I almost got out of that. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so now we got buy ice. I'm opening, there you go. Now this is a reason to get out of the trade or add and trail my stop, right? This is 160, but we know it's more than that. Look at this whole area. I didn't want to lose the, why can't I get off of the screen? I wanted to get out of 2 of those. Okay, you gotta be kidding me. All right, so again, guys, look, like, do you see any blue? I don't see any blue. Why am I buying? Get the spot gamma thing off here so I can see what's going on. You guys, he's having a webinar today too. I highly recommend you get on there so you can learn the best way to use this. Whoa, what was that? So see, guys, this is why you don't get out until you see blue. Like, why do you want to buy if no one else wants to be buying? Okay, there's blue, out of 2. I mean, it was short-lived, but it was blue. That's my rules, and it was at an important area. Vol trigger, top of this iceberg, this last iceberg that I showed right when I got on right here.
NQI's 175 buy.
It was over here. All right, now let's look where we're gonna get out of this. Why can't I find the top of this chart? You gotta be kidding me. Literally can't find the top of the chart. Any tech guys know how I do this? Like literally, like it's at the top of one screen and I can't see at the bottom of the other screen.
S&P I sell 702. NQI's 179.728.
That's what I did. It's not working. See that? Like I can't grab the top of the
175 buy. S&P I buy 728. S&P I sell 700. NQI's 180. NQI's 180 buy.
Right, you see this buy ice coming in now? So if this fails, I'm out. Give it a chance to break. I'm not adding now because the close, obviously. That's another 1,000 buy ice, right? This thing might, it's still coming in too. So if you're short, I'm gonna get out on one more here. I'll leave one on. Just because they're fighting here. You know, I don't need to see this come all the way back here to know what's probably gonna happen. I'll get out of the other one right around there. That's pretty much where that started. About 3 points above there. All right, what's going on here? This is, where is the bottom of this? Alt tab to select. It's Alt tab.
S&P I buy 760.
See, this is the stuff that I go through. It's like, it's hard enough to trade as it is. And I can't pull my screen down. Goodness gracious, you gotta be kidding me, man.
S&P I sell 736.
There it is on the other screen, on the side screen. That was great. All right, now we're at a spot gamma level. I will cover another one if it bounces off here. And you got huge buy ice coming in here too. So now this is a reason to trail my stop. Where did that go? It started all the way back here, all the way down to here. All right, but if it bounces out, gets above this spot gamma level, I'll cover one of them. That was fun. Can you speak closer to the mic more? Yeah, well, that's probably because the guy's talking too. I mean, not really, unless I duck my head every time I talk. It's just because probably because the computer was talking too. All right, we only have one on there, so I'm gonna keep an eye on this. If it pops above this combo level, I'll get out of another one. And then I can bring my stop above this zone. Granted, it's 30 plus points away after the close. So if you guys are short, I wouldn't blame you for getting out right now. Thank you. Again, guys, I was saying how I was pretty sure that wasn't gonna work. Did it stop me from putting the trade on? No. How many guys felt uncomfortable up there and did put the trade on, right? That's what you guys are gonna learn. Like, it's human nature to feel uncomfortable. That looked like it was going to rip off the page, but we got the parameters. We're at the top of a balance. Into another. I'll go over them one more time before I hop off here. But everything was there. Then we got the volume set up, put the trade on. It was a low, what did I say? This is a very low risk trade for a huge winner. What happened? It's almost a 100-point trade and counting. It's like 80 points, right? Where did I get in on this trade? 53-ish, yeah, 80 points and counting. That's why I said you got to take the trade, especially with that this small zone. You're risking 20 points to make 80 and counting. What is that? That's 4 to 1 on your money. You can be wrong 3 out of 4. You can be wrong 3 out of 4 times and still be a profitable trader if you take trades like this, right? When you lose 20, 20, 20. That's minus 60 ticks. When you're right, you make 80. That's still plus 20 ticks. Is that not correct? That's what you want as traders, not I'm risking 4 points to make 1. And we all know who we're talking to, right? So that's why you look for, not that I know this is gonna go 80 points straight, but I know it has the potential based on everything we just talked about, right? And then I got my signal and it happened. And look at that, it's exactly what we said. Balance. I was watching this and I knew this was a better, I don't like taking top of balance trades, but I knew we had this guy that would have to rip through too. So I was willing to put that trade on. Even if I got stopped out, I was willing to see a fail breakout. I put it on, huge winner. Look at this, it's still going. Did it ever give me a reason to get out? No. There's some more. This is a reason. This is post market, so you can 160 is a lot, in my opinion. So let's draw this zone, and we're out 10 points above it. Right? See it? So we're out at 87.75. Now I can finally trail my stop down. I'm trying to drag the combo level. That's probably not going to work. Let me put this in here. That's that. We can delete this. We can delete this. There you go. Again, you guys, if you're not understanding and getting something from this stuff, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I had another guy cancel today saying there's too many rooms. I mean, I specifically asked you guys if you wanted individual rooms where you post in the general, but you can't have 500,000 charts in the general. So it's easier to be able to click on the room that you want to see. Hey, what was the tendency of ES? What's the tendency here? That's why I did all those rooms. If you guys don't want all those rooms, let me know. I thought that was helpful. That's what I said. This is our community. If you guys don't like something, let me know. But to use that as your, I don't know what else I can do to show you guys how to become lethal, self-sufficient traders than what I'm doing. I mean, I am who I am, and this is how you trade, right? You see my mistakes, you see my reservations, but you see me following my rules, and that's how you guys learn. So again, I take it personally because I put a lot into this, like teaching you guys. So I take it personally when guys cancel, and it is what it is. Some guys may just not see it, and that's fine. But if you think you're going to go somewhere else and learn, like I don't know what else you think you're going to learn besides this is how you trade, right? Not that my method is the end-all method, but just the rules you get from watching and following. And I don't know, it's baffling to me how guys aren't picking this stuff up. It is what it is. Still got our one ski on in here. Thank you guys, appreciate it. And again, if you have a problem with something, tell me, put it in the room. Say, hey guys, what do you think about this? Hey, I don't like all the different channels. What do you guys think? I think that's helpful because what I really want is, you know, if you want, post in general and then put it in the individual. I'm fine with the individual, but I think that's helpful because if you just want to learn, say it's a market that you don't know. Hey, I'm going to go over and look at all the gold setups or the 6E setups and see what everyone saw in there, and then I'm going to start learning that. It's a lot easier than scrolling up through 5,000 texts in the general channel, right? I thought anyway. All right, so we discussed, so the other thing too, right? Remember I was saying, hey, algo guy did not look positive. This thing can flip at any time. That's why you're not trading, you're not taking trades if this looks like this, which it did. Right? It's a great learning experience. This is like this. That looked like this thing was gonna rip to the moon. But I got my most important things are structure and volume. And that was telling me it is short. This thing can flip on a dime, which it did. And when it did, it was gone. Then you get the algos behind the trade too. That's why I'm trying to explain to you guys, you don't trade stuff in a vacuum. Use it to help make your decisions, but don't miss a trade because algo guy isn't agreeing with you. When you're in a trade and it's agreeing with you, then it just makes you more, you know, more confident that it's going to keep rolling, stuff like that. And Q algo guy, exact same thing. We were up here, felt like death. Felt like we were going to do that. Nope. Cross, gone. What else did we talk about? MQ, why I was loving that trade. Market profile. Said very important area. Great risk reward trade. Where were we? We were right on the edge. I love how my go-to meeting line is still here, by the way. I'm going to make it right there. There you go. I don't have to draw it. Right on the edge of that profile. We were trying to pop out, Nope. Got back in it, gone. Now, overnight, I think we're going to do this. It had its chance. We talked about that. I talked to Barzini. Movie. Come on, Pike. You've been on fire. Nobody knows that quote. God, you guys are terrible, man. Tell me what movie and who said it, and then you get double stars. Yeah, Father. I talked to Barzini. Who said it though? If you get this, then you're literally on my A+ list. That's a good one, Matt. Mo Green, nice. Matt is on the A+ list. Very nice. So anyway, what did we talk about? This was Nasdaq. What did we say? What was this? Fail breakdown. What should have happened? That. What did happen? This. Why did that happen? I don't know, but what should have happened didn't happen. That gets in the back of your mind. Okay, well, guess what? I don't know if I really want to go long here. They had their chance and that didn't happen. Boom. And then tonight, probably boom, boom, boom. Probably Armageddon I predicted yesterday. We're probably going to cover it tonight. We did sell off last night. It wasn't like I was a complete fool. I got, of course, you know, once we rallied this morning, I got morons on Twitter. Oh, really? Armageddon? Oh, yeah, it's real easy to call after we move up 70 points. Where are your predictions? We're here, right here. This guy right here. Really? Financial market Armageddon? Yeah, that's real tough to say, dude, after we ripped up 70 points. How about making some calls instead of after the fact, after the game's over? People make me very upset. Took everything I had not to respond to that. That's my weakness. I take things very personally. All right, so talked about ES. Again, same exact thing. Balance, breakdown, fail breakdown. Oh, wow, this is gone. More balance, tried to break out. This is actually turned into a fail breakout too. But again, if this was true, a true fail breakout, this thing's up here. Why did it do this? because it's in a bearish state. That's why it did that. And that's why this sell-off, in my opinion, is not over. I think it's just beginning, but we'll see. It's a bold claim, as we all know. But again, look where we're at. You know, this isn't, we're close right in the middle of this guy. Let's still do that. What I want to see is one of these to zero. All right, I'm not gonna, if I were you, I would not be trading gold right now. This thing, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I really don't. This thing, I mean, it's still bearish, but it's like, it just keeps ignoring these setups and ripping it. Like, it just, I keep trying to short it, zoom, zoom, try to get long, zoom, try to short it, zoom. So you're probably better off just, and I'm talking to myself too, just not trading this area. Wait for us to break above, or wait for this to start really breaking down here. Don't mess with it up here. It's too hard. It's just not making sense. You know, I got short in the bookmap webinar, and then the thing comes up here, stops me out. Again, it wasn't the tick, but it was pretty damn close. And then it free falls. I mean, granted, we came back. This is just a really tough market right now to trade. Don't trade it. You don't need to trade it. Trade grains. Grains are in serious trouble right now. Quickly. Look in the room last night. I posted this. You guys should have been just sitting here with your mouth watering today for this trade. This is wheat. Failed, breakout, volume node, held, traded here, built balance, gone. Gone. Still going lower, I think. Look at the market profile. That gives you more confidence that the thing's gonna fall off the table, even more than it has. This is just getting started, guys. Like, this is a lot of trade. You think everyone's out right now? No. It takes a lot to peel out of long positions. And there's nothing here. Look at this. There's nothing here to like down here. I mean, actually, down here, you got this little guy. This isn't much. This is coming down here, I think. It's 55 cents away. Or here. Keep your eye on that market. This will give you more confidence in it. I mean, look at that. I think I could, some of these might have to build the, yeah, this is a composite here, but that's it. Look how far away that is, 50 cents away. This is a little guy here. We did close for what it's worth, even though I would not get long here, as we talked about. We did close here, but overnight, if we get back below 7, we may trade down here tonight. Keep an eye on that. Soybeans, same thing. Closed inside this prior one, but if this gets motoring, there's nothing. So down here, another monster trade. We caught this on the bookmap webinar. Again, go watch it if you weren't on it. If you were, I know some guys were, some guys caught it. Some guy immediately went to put a review on my, I forgot who it was, but thank you. I forgot his name, Joe, I think. Went and immediately put a review in for my room because he caught that trade, which is great. Thank you, Yankee. What's your first name again, Joe? I'm glad you caught it. Guys, this is how it's going to be. There's going to be losing trades. The point is control your losses to smaller losers, which you can do with this SI. And then when you catch the monster, it makes your month, it makes your year, especially when you can, the more you learn and you can start adding and then trailing, adding, and all of a sudden you got 4 or 5 positions on, not risking basically anything. That's when you're going to be really happy with me. Show here. So even though I don't want to show this, I'm so sick of this market. This can be merged. You can take this value right down here. We're right in the middle of this, guys. So again, I would wait. I'd use this as your guide. Wait for this thing to, actually I got to fix that, but wait for this to get out of here, back into here, or get under here. I would not mess with it in here. It's not worth it. It's not worth your mental energy. Crude's in trouble too, quickly. Same exact setup, guys. This looks just like wheat, does it not? Balance, breakout, balance. Wow, this should do this, right? What didn't happen? It didn't do that. What did happen? We gapped right through the high volume node. Oh yeah, we held at this little guy. Great. This is coming down here. At least to that, maybe to that, maybe even to this. Why? Probably because everyone wants to be long because the gas line, whatever that was shut down. And that probably means that's why we're going to do that, because it's got to do opposite of human nature. That's why. But that's not why you're trading it. You're trading it because of the structure and the failed structure. Last one quickly, and I got to get off here. Soybeans. This is the one we caught on the webinar. This is right. There's huge buy ice here. And I said, I don't want to be long this. There's no structure here. We're through this guy. There's nothing to prevent it from moving down into here. So I said, I'm not going to be long. And then it came back and went right through the huge ice and then came back, retested for us. I got short and then caught this move here. And this is still going lower, I think, down to here or here, 40 cents away. All right, guys, I'm out of gas and I got a mentoring session too, so I need to take a little breather. So I will see you guys in the AM, 2 sessions tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, right? Yes. That's it. I'll post tonight. Keep your eye on these markets. There's going to be some good opportunity again. I just hope I get a setup in ES so I can short that thing. There was nothing yesterday to catch that. It did move 40 points from the high, but there was nothing. So I just got to sit here and wake up 8 times last night to watch it and not have anything on. All right, guys, I will see you 8 AM tomorrow morning. If not, I'll post stuff tonight as well. Thanks.